Aha. Alright, this is Paul here, and now it's time for me to derp about again. I'm gonna load a game, and remember where I failed at making a number that counts? Well, I've had more progress with it now, so I'm just going to load it. Two tips. And as you can see, it is kind of working. Yay. Well, not completely. I'm going to finish it in a video. And I made a counting circuit of some kind. I didn't even need that. It works without it. Look, it's still going. So what is in the counter circuit? I have a combinator set to multiply A times B. And then I have it to add 1 and then output back to A. So both of these output back to A. So this is a loop. And then this is a conditional that goes back into the loop. So if A is, what is it? As long as A is less than or equal to 1000, it will output B as 1. And then if it goes above 1000, then this condition is no longer true and it will output a 0, which in this case resets it back to 0 because it says multiplying A plus B, then you're adding, so it just keeps looping anyways. But if you look over here, my mouse over, you'll see when it hits 1000, it will start the count over again. So that's what I wanted. And I do the divider, so that just makes the ticks come off slower to the timer. Then a modulo, which I have set to 10. So every time it hits 10, it goes back to 0 and it repeats. And then I take that signal and run it through all these functions for the segments that light up to create our digits. Right now I have, it's a 7 segment, so I have that segment there, that segment. And it's kind of counting, but there's some segments missing. So I got this segment here and the bottom segment. Everything else I've done already, so there's that. But I still had to build all this mess here because there's no way to get it compact, I guess, without using a mod. I think there's a mod to make it smaller, but I'm playing vanilla, just still learning the ropes with vanilla, so because I'm a newbie noob. And I just had to change some of the ways I did this, but I finally got it working without the crosstalk. And it's basically, instead of combining circuits and trying to light these across each other, which I found confusing. I think there may still be another way of doing that, but for the way I can think of, I built a whole circuit for every segment and then just set conditionals as to whether it's on or off. So for certain digits. So now I need this segment, and that will be, I'm going to unhook this just to get it to stop doing this thing for now. And I guess I'll put up a constant combinator just so I can. Right now it is thinking it's set to output 0, or no, it's, oh, it's not set to output any value. I have the value as A, the test value. A divided by 20. In this case, I'll just do times 1. There. Now that way I'll just have a pass through. So for 1, this needs to be on. For 9, it needs to be on. I'm trying to think of all the digits this needs to be on. 0, it's on. 1, it's on. 2, it's not on. So I'm thinking there's fewer digits where it should be off, so I can do a not condition for this. So 2, it's supposed to be off, and I think that's it. 2. I think there's only one digit where the segment has to turn off. 2 and 5 is on, 6 is on, 7 is on, 0 is on, Yeah, I think it's only 2 that this one turns off. So, okay. If so, we want the conditional. Trying to think. Okay, yeah, we want the conditional thing, and not that one. Still get these mixed up a little bit, even though they are different. Just trying to think of which ones have which functions. So, if this is not equal to 2, not to be confused with the 2 up here, it's the 2 down here. So not equal to 2, which is A, is not equal to 2. Let's output green. So any other digit, it won't do it. And if it's not equal to 2, it will output green. And we'll do from here. So that's where the signal coming in is there. And output the link. So this one might be pretty simple. Let's see. Bottom segment. So right now it is set at, what was it, 1? So yeah, it's set at 1. It's skipping digits on me for some stupid reason. I don't know why. 2. Yeah, 2 is off. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and back to 0 for 10. Yeah, see? Okay. So I have it working kind of, and this one's hooked up. So now I just need to do what? The bottom one? This is still a bit of a mess. I think there's a way to arrange these so the actual circuit would be a lot more compact. But I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work in the first place. Like I said, I'm new at this. And figuring it out on my own without copying somebody else's design and pasting it. Which I'm sure it's been done already, but I haven't seen anyone show you how to make this. You just here's the thing you can plop down with your robots or whatever. And I'm like, I want to learn how to make it from scratch just because I think there's still an art to figuring it out on your own. So this one will be 0, 9. It's going to be off for 1. It's going to be 2. It's going to be on for 6. It's going to be off for 1. It's going to be off for 7. Whatever digits will be off. In this case, I'm going to do a 9 with the bottom, so it will be on for 9. Be on for 0. I think it's just off for 1 and 7. So additional. In this case, 2 of them, I guess. So what? E. And this time we want this one. That. So if it is not equal to 1, it will output 1. A. And if A is not equal to 7, will output to 1 as B. So now this one outputs A and this one outputs B. And if A and B are both outputting 1, or I guess, yeah, both of these are outputting 1, and we'll make this output green. The AND and multiply, I think, are the same thing. One is, I think it has to be binary, so this is 1 or 0, but if it's not 1, it treats it as a 0, but here in this case, it works the same way, but it'll pass the number value through, as where this one treats any number that isn't 1 as a 0. I think that's how that works. So either way it should work, but just my messing around with it. And so, and there. So I can't keep the signal from up here or down here. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Oh, I could put this back on the counter and get this up here. Let's hook this back to the input. There. Oh, it's doing really fast, I think. It's flickery. Why? Because I set this to multiply instead of divide. Multiply that by the 20. Here. 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Oh, 4 is also a not condition. So 4, I didn't need the bottom segment too. 4 looks like a Y right now. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to break this. No signal input is the same as 0 in this case. So I also need to add a conditioner for 4. Okay, I'll do this differently. I'm going to change this to multiply. Yeah, see, it still works the same for that segment. But I'm going to add a third thing, and I'm going to add another condition as long as it not equals 4. So A is not equal to 4, and times B. And I can't really do times anymore. I'm going to have to change this to, so all 3 of these are true. It's going to add up to 3. So I'm just going to use another one of these. Okay. You have to have a different approach, like some ways. It's like you use more than one approach, but whichever one uses the least things, I think is the way to do it. Okay. So if all 3 of these are true, it will add up to 3. So as long as A is equal to 3, and this should output green. The value 1. Okay. So A is equal to 4, and we'll just make all of these output back to A. A. So it should be A. So is as long as A is 3, yeah, see, because these add up. Anything on a common line, if it's one signal, it adds up. It's like a voltage, I guess, because you have an output of voltage of 1. Or maybe more like a current? I don't know. Weird, but it adds up. So, and put there to that. Right now, as long as it adds up to 3, all these are not equal to the numbers I set. You know, the will output true, and so now it's 0. And now I can hook this back up to the counter. Yeah, it should count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. You know what else could be funny with this is hooking this up to. Do I have it on me? No, I don't. Well, I'm just in Derp About sandbox. Or doing anything serious on this map. I have another map where I have like a ribbon world, but it's really narrow. It's crazy. That's where I'm doing my achievements. I just decided to do on a ribbon world for some stupid reason. Which means I gotta go a whole bunch of miles with the train. But this thing is kind of hilarious. If you hook it up to a counter. Because you could drive somebody absolutely nuts if you hide this on the map somehow. Not that you should do that, it would probably get you kicked from some games. But just to say that if you really wanted to bug somebody you play with a lot, you could just hook this little thing and be a sneaky bastard about it. Look at this. And output a counter. And all you have to do is signal value is pitch. Volume down. Let's turn that volume down a bit. And what is this outputting? A. So and you could just like hide that somewhere in the map. Or you could make it run through a range like this does. Count through 1000 and like have it every time it hits like 500. So if output is equal to 500, you could trigger this thing. And somebody would wonder why like the alarm was sounding and stuff. I mean, it could be annoying. I just said that was silly. I guess this getting more than one impulse. I'm not sure why it does that. Yes, the refresh rate depends on the text too. You could just totally drive somebody up the wall with that. But sounds don't seem to refresh as fast, so you have to do your homework and figure out. Of course, if you wanted to give someone an easy time, you could do. Random stuff. There isn't anything that looks funny on here, so. Does it show up on the map? I don't see it actually giving the alert. Oh. Maybe the alert's only for global. If I walk off the... I don't know how this works. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. You could just screw around and do stuff like that, I guess. Oh. I'm being silly, but get the idea. Make a counter circuit and light up things and make numbers. Might rework this again so I can change the color of the lights depending on what the range of the number is. I'm thinking that's going to need like a lot of end circuits, like for each segment. Yay, and then passing through another signal just for the color and stuff. Might be a end segment for how many colors you want to have. So like 2 colors would be 1, 3 would be 2, something like that. I'll do that in another video if I can get a neater layout. And just playing with it. I don't have anything like this in my playthrough map yet. I still haven't got a rocket launch yet. That's how new I am to this. Can I play at a casual, slow pace? I tried playing a multiplayer and everybody's like going like 500 miles an hour, and I'm like, it's way too fast for the way I like to play. You probably mean well, and they're short on time to play their games and stuff, but yeah, I got enough time to take it as a casual pace and having everything sped up hyper, like, I already feel like I'm confused half the time as it is. Just play it casual, you know? No, it's just the power of the lights there. Well, I'm gonna take out this annoying thing. There. You can see where that would drive somebody else. The alarm is still under. It's still showing. Oh, there it goes. It finally decayed out. But yeah. There you go. Of course, that could be for something a lot more useful. It was fun. I think I'll wrap that up for now because who wants to see more of this? You know, I'm not really doing anything. I just wanted to see if I could get this thing working and show it. And previous time I failed and it took a whole hour. That's ridiculous. Alright. So that's a wrap. I'm going to wrap it up now. And simple screen recorder. Because I'm on Linux. Alright. Pause recording and I'll save it. Later.